Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
We'll move on from there because obviously I think this talking about standard football matches is a proper discussion that needs time and space to be done properly. But we'll move on to more immediate footballing matters. We've got Aston Villa at Anfield at the weekend. 2 home wins on the bounce, Chris. We've already talked at length in the last few weeks about how we're on an easier run of fixtures. Do you think, though, it's the first and foremost, it's important that we avoid complacency in this game? Yeah, it is. I mean, you can look at them and look where they are on the table and look at their away form. I think they've won 1 away from home, haven't they, all season? You look at it and think, oh, we probably should get a win here. But I think one of our problems, and we might be turning the corner on it now, is that teams always have a chance when they come and park the bus in front of us, no matter who they are. Yeah. And for some reason, we always seem to forget that. And it's like, oh, we'll beat these. And it's like, well, if they just park the bus, we're not very good at breaking teams down, and we haven't been for years. So if we just go into the game and remember that, and remember that they're going to come and park the bus, look where they are on the table, let's go and get a victory type of thing. Gareth, I mean, obviously the 2 wins we've had at Anfield in the league against teams that was lower in the league, and teams that actually, they're not the teams that come and park the bus. Wigan and Southampton both like to play a little bit of football, you know what I mean? So where do you think Villa are going to fit into that? Do you think they're going to go, they'll try to play the way out of trouble, or will they come and do the standard Anfield?
I think Southampton were very adventurous. I just thought they were just looking for you know, an hopeful shot from Lambert, and that was it really. Because they actually had a couple of players in the side or in the squad that I thought could have caused problems if they did have a go, and I didn't feel really that they did. As for Villa, bit of a weird one. I mean, like they've got a lot of young players in the team at the moment as well, and like I do like the manager, and you know, they played really well against Man United as well. That's got to be like taken into consideration. So it's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if they'll come and park the bus. I think they probably will try and play to an extent, and as you say, that may well help us, because you know, in the past, what lifts me spirits on it really is back to the psychological thing, because I think some of the home games under Rodgers, we've started really well, you know, like against West Ham, like flew out the chaps and you thought yes, and then when nothing's happened in 10-15 minutes, they've gone back and back and back and back and back, and we've almost, you know, created our own problems. Like, and I think now maybe, hopefully, with the confidence from West Ham, we'll stay up the pitch more, and like, you know, and let's just pray that we get one early as well, because that would really, because you think, you know, if we've got one early and a second one before our time, then we could be on for that comfortable win we were talking about earlier on.
That was where Norwich was so good. We got the early goal, we got 2
and the confidence was flying then.
Exactly, and that's when you're able to sort of, this football makes a bit more sense once you've got the confidence going, because I mean, as you say, that 10-15 minute thing, there's too many people, we said it on the subscriber show, so if you join us on YouTube, hello, welcome. Is that, you know, you get the confidence going, and but if it doesn't happen, people are going, it's going to be one of them days, isn't it? You know what I mean? You hit the post, or you have chance after chance, and you don't stick it away, and the crowd get edgy and they start to get worried. Mike, what I've noticed in the last 2 wins, I think, have been very important for Liverpool, in that West Ham, first time we had a smash and grab, we've come from behind and we've won a game that maybe we didn't deserve on the balance of play. Southampton, what we did was, it was the first time where we built, as I described it, as building up the pressure. We built and built and built and built and built, and we scored. Whereas in the times gone by, we've built and built and built and built, and then they scored a fucking screamer, and we've gone out down to nothing. But I think it's important. Do you think it's important that we've got that? We know we've got those approaches in our locker now, that it might help us when we're coming to play teams like Villa and other teams at Anfield.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does, but there's this stigma with Liverpool, isn't it, that we play well against the good teams and we do badly against the shit teams. But when you look at this season, teams we've beaten have all been lesser teams, and we've done badly against the bigger teams. So for me, it's not the games against the Man United and all that are going to get you up the league. If you're starting to win the winnable games, that's your bread and butter for me, and that's what's going to get us. That's got us to where we are now, and that's, you know, continuing in good stead. I think that the building and building, the only worry for me is the crowd, because people are still stuck in that mentality of, if it doesn't happen in the first half,
attack. Yeah.
and we don't play attack. We play, the West Ham game is the classic example of that, as I said on the first part.
The problem is that
we play the same way.
Patience doesn't quite work.
Not as catchy, is it?
But there's nothing worse at the moment than being sat there in the cop and people just getting on the back straight away because it's not happening.
I think it's been not as bad for getting on the backs, but it's been awful for just going absolutely silent. Like, you know, you can hear the players shouting to each other silent, and it's like, you know, this is unbelievable. You know, and it's just like, you know, I mean, it's always been there to an extent that the team's got to lift the crowd, but Jesus Christ, it's gone totally to the other extreme now. I mean, where's all the songs for, like, you know, individual players and all that used to go through and things like that?
Yeah. It's worrying that we're singing Maxi Rodriguez and fucking Luis Garcia songs.
I think You Never Walk Alone before kickoff has killed that, because if you remember a couple of years back when You Never Walk Alone was played when the players come out, you'd then have the players all in front of the cop and you go round every single player and there'd be a song for them, and it gets the players up, it gets everyone buzzing. Because You Never Walk Alone is right before kickoff now, you don't get that, so you don't get a chance to give the player a pat on the back before the game.
That's an interesting point. That's not something I considered, but it's worrying because I remember my biggest criticism, the one and only time I've been to Old Trafford randomly in a Champions League game in like 2000 or something. They played Bayern Munich, and I was appalled at the songs because, like, literally they sang about 5 songs about players who didn't play for them anymore. There was 4 songs about us, there was 2 songs about City, there was 1 about Leeds, and that was it, you know what I mean? And they had like 1 song about someone who was at gigs or something like that, and I'm thinking, this is a joke. Why aren't you singing about something that's happening on the pitch, or singing about the opposition fans? And the worry is, it's this Maxi Rodriguez songs and Luis Garcia, and we'll bring out this. To be honest, chanting Dalglish is doing my tits in as well.
Yeah.
Because I just... And you notice there's a reactionary thing, Chris, every time they go, people try to get the Brendan Rodgers song. I feel really sorry for Rodgers when, you know what I mean, the Dalglish song comes out. And you can argue, great player, you know what I mean, you sing it in a historical sense, but really, you're just singing the old manager's name.
Yeah, I've got no problems with the singing about players that don't play for us anymore when we're 2 up. Do you know what? When it doesn't matter, but other than that, you want to be supporting the team and you want to be egging them on, and as Mike says, giving the players on the pitch a pat on the back.
What's wrong with just some of the dead simple? But what's wrong with Liverpool? Liverpool. Remember that? That was boss. I'd love that one back.
The problem I find as well is you've got the 306 crowd who obviously start all the songs in the cop, but they sing songs that, unless you go to away games or you're drinking all the pubs before the games, you don't know. People won't know the words to. Some people in the cop, they're not easy.
This
like the other Saturday song. I know the words to that because of away games and singing it on coaches and stuff like that. But the person sat next to me in the cop, you know, who's got his kids,
keep it simple.
Well, we only know Scouser Tommy because when we were like 17, we made a point of learning it, so we knew all the words to it, and it's still the best song of all time. Like,
but even that's like turned into a rap. It's too fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's changed, doesn't it?
Need the pacing. You just need someone to conduct a little bit better. But no, it's funny because I noticed being in the singing section as it was against Southampton, it was brilliant because you don't notice that everyone else isn't singing when you're
they're like in the roof, aren't they? I don't think it carries down from there.
You notice it because it's like the songs that sort of carry, you can hear them spread. Fields of Anfield Road always takes off. But as you say, I wonder how it works, how you could change that, because as you say, you know, you can't all fit in the park before the game. You know what I mean? You can't have everyone together singing from the same singing from the same hymn sheet. It's definitely an issue.
I don't think there's any one reason for it, to be honest. I think it's like a multitude of reasons all coming together.
Our bastards who don't like to sing.
Our bastards who don't like to sing. Kids don't go anymore. When you do go, you can't go as groups of mates. You're all over the show.
You can't drive, so you can't.
I mean, you know, if I go to a match with 10 of my mates, I'm more inclined to sing than if I'm just on my own with a load of weirdos.
Yeah, definitely. No, I fully agree with that. Look, the fella who sits to the right of us always has a go, which makes you feel a little bit better. But you feel like a biff.
No,
sat on your own.
The problem with him is, and he always has a sing, but then he starts mouthing off and like, actually, I don't want to be singing with you. I want to stand over here and sing with this guy who knows what he's talking about. Like,
where are you sitting?
Next to the guy.
Yeah, but this is the thing, isn't it? And it goes back to that thing we were talking about, sitting down in the cop, and you sat on someone's knee basically, and you want to sing on your own, and you go, it. I'm sorry. Sorry, that's a bit loud, isn't it? Like, bit of a... I'm sorry, mate.
It's waking up there, Sarge.
Anyway, Aston Villa, I did my research, I watched the match of the day this weekend.
Benteke?
Well, I'm going to come on to Benteke, but basically, Aston Villa's issues, they can't score goals. I know, fucking hell, someone do it for me, motherfucker, why would I do it?
Knocked after off now as well.
You've cleared downstairs. Basically, yeah, obviously last time out, Aston Villa drew 0-0 with Stoke City. They're currently 16th in the Premier League. They've scored just 12 goals.
Worst in the league?
Is that, well,
Yeah.
Looking at the league table, well done. And they've conceded 23. Yeah, it's interesting because they've conceded 23, which is only 3 more goals than us, but they've scored 10 less, which is obviously the fundamental difference there. As you say, goal difference of -11. But they're undefeated in 4, which is their longest unbeaten streak of the season. Their form, they've lost, drawn, won, drawn. But to Liverpool's hopeful benefit, their away form is the biggest worry for Aston Villa. 3 defeats, a win, a defeat, and a draw is their last 6 away from home. So things, according on paper, boding.
And they've got that extra game tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, and of course, as you say, they're playing in the League Cup, which is happening now. So they've either won, lost, or drawn that. Fingers crossed for some nice extra time, maybe. Yeah.
Few injuries.
It's a worry. What world do we live in, Chris? We would open the Aston Villa, pick up a few injuries before the weekend. Okay, the other player we've looked at doing a Dangerman focus, Christian Benteke, who's the man who's helped to fill a few column inches this season because he's keeping Darren Bent out to the side. He set up 2, he created 17 chances, scored 3. He's got a shooting accuracy of 52%, chance conversion of 13, which is not great, and a clear-cut conversion of 33, which is not brilliant.
It's not too bad. He's only had 4. He's missed 4 clear-cut chances and scored 2 at the end of the day. Yeah. So.
But have you seen any of them this season?
No.
Mike, nodding.
I think he's a good player. I like him. He's only 2021. He's only a kid, and he's got everything that a centre forward in the Emil Heskey mould. He has everything, but he actually does something with it as well. He's a
bit of a unit, isn't he?
He is a unit, isn't he?
That's exactly. I think from what I've seen of him, based on match today and what have you, he looks like one of those cult hero centre forwards that he looks. We used to say about like Titi Kamara, didn't we? He looks as likely to do something incredible as he does to just fall flat on his face.
He's a starter for Belgium as well, isn't he? He's part of this, the Belgian revolution that's going on.
Exactly.
And he's very highly thought of.
But he's keeping Darren Bent, and people are going apeshit over that. But is it a sign of the type of football that Aston Villa are looking to play, that they don't just want to have that straight number 9? They need someone who does a little bit more, Gary?
Yeah, I think it is, because Lambert played for Dortmund and all that, didn't he? And I think he's very much modern manager and all that, probably not hugely dissimilar to the type of thing Rodgers wants to do and all that. And Bent's a limited football. I mean, like, he scores, but he's just one of them where that's about it, really. Yeah. And like, I think the modern thinking now, they want you to be able to play a couple of positions, they want you to be able to do something defensively, they want you to be able to be tactically aware. And like, loads of people are looking for like the excuses to why Bent isn't playing, but screams out to me. Like, I mean, and I think he come on at the weekend, didn't he? Anyway, because there was some little theory going around. Someone was putting out about it was appearance related, and they had to pay another chunk of money and all that. Well, that's gone.
Or it's just that he's not a very good all-round footballer, and he hampers the way that Aston Villa want to play.
I mean, I haven't seen quite a bit of Benteke. He picks the ball up in wide positions a lot. Kind of like what Suarez does for us, obviously different players, but in that system he pulls out wide, which allows your midfield players to run in behind, and he does it against United particularly. It was the guy who was it Weimann who scored the goals?
Oh, that kid, yeah.
But it was come from Benteke pulling out wide and getting down and getting to the byline, because he's fast.
It's interesting that Agbon Law's been playing up with him as well. Like, I mean, he's had a bit of a new lease of life. Amazing. I mean, he always amazed me. I mean, whatever happened,
he was supposed to go to a bigger club, wasn't he? I think when Young left around the sort of same time, they were two players of quite a similar standard, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. I think Villa's a strange one because you automatically presume that they're going to be there and thereabouts. I was surprised, again, because of Liverpool's performances. You don't watch Match Today week in, week out, do you? But I was amazed at how much they are struggling this season.
Yeah, and it's not new, is it? I mean, they've gone through a couple of managers and stuff, and you know, the sort of, you know, we have obviously talked at length about our decline in recent years, but theirs is even more significant. Like, I mean, and they never even enjoyed the same heights as we did. I mean, you know, they were sort of celebrating being sixth and in the final of the league. Never rated them,
yeah.
You know, and I think that game after the weekend, the Stoke game, was just like, I was watching on Match of the Day myself, and like just swaths of empty seats at Villa Park, and you know, they don't cite it as a club that's exactly in a good place. Like, so I think that's what, like I was saying before, you know, if we can nick one early on that, you can imagine they'll just go and then they'll go again.
Like, yeah.
They'll have that fatalism that we've had so many times. So, and like, you know, we're going into it with a bit of confidence and a bit of form. So
I have to ask though, Gareth, Darren Bent, January coming up, would you? Nah, not on the slightest.
Nah, no, I wouldn't waste money on him. I just think that's like a real like punt of a sign, like a Harry Redknapp type buy, you know, like just like that basic, only scores and we need goals, so let's stick him in. And I think, as we just discussed, I don't think it suits how we play, and plus as well, I think it's desperately important that we get value from who we buy. And I know I'm going to sound a bit like, you know, FSG there, but like, what I mean is that I think we need to, because the squad's so thin, we need someone who can come in and play a couple of positions ideally, and Ben, nah. And you've got it, we'd have to like it'd have to be everything around him to suit him, wouldn't it? And nah,
no,
for me,
not at all. Well, I suppose that's like sort of like what Chelsea are having to do with Torres to a certain extent, isn't it? He's that kind of player. He is a number 9. He's always been a number 9. He'll always will be a number 9, and he's quite common to take to like social media when he's not happy with his club situation, which is always what you want. Yeah. That's the kind of influential character you want at your football club, isn't it? So yeah. Would anyone have Darren Bent?
No. The only way I would ever take him
was lights off.
No. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. No. If one, he was a free, and it was transfer deadline day, and we got fucking no one in.
And he paid us.
And he paid us.
Drove himself.
Drove himself.
The island.
And it was on a 6-month contract, and you could fuck him off at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, fair play.
If we got to the situation we got to the end of the last transfer window, where it was desperate times and desperate measures,
better than nothing.
Would you have him if we got rid of Joe Cole and Stuart Downing and...
What, like in return?
Yeah.
if they took
Joe Cole and Downing, would you have him?
No, I think I'd rather have 2 players.
Yeah. What if it was just Joe Cole?
No, I told you I like Joe Cole.
Would you?
No,
I think we've answered this question, haven't we? Answer it yourself. Would you? Darren Bent, would you? There we go. Chris, have you thought about how Liverpool are going to line up this week?
I have.
Can you divulge?
I can.
Find it.
Yes.
So let's just kill time for a moment. Shuffle. Ready to go?
Just swinging the edges.
Stop them on. Go for it.
Rayner, Johnson, Skirtle, Agger, Enrique if he's fit. I do think we're still going to play Lucas Allen. I randomly think for some reason we're not going to drop Shelby. We're going to put him out on the right. Again, Gerrard, Sterling, and Suarez.
Any counterpoints to that, anyone?
I'd probably say Wisdom might come in if Enrique will play left hand side if he's fit. Of the 3, Sterling on the right, like we did at Southampton.
Interesting, kind of.
I just think, you know, the team is generally the team under Rodgers, isn't it? It doesn't change massively, and it'll just be same again.
Although I'd like to see Joe Allen get a rest and put Henderson in, or
That'd be interesting. Or even
I don't think he will, though.
Sahin, no, I don't think he will. I think you're right. Right, we're going to come on to talk about the scores in a moment, but first, it's Love Follow Conquer competition week 2.
Guess who it is?
Yes, congratulations to Clement Young, who won it who won it last week. Another opportunity to win your very own Love Follow Conquer t-shirt. The question this week, if you haven't watched it last week, basically what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to go on the Love Follow Conquer website, which is lovefollowconquer.com, obviously enough, and tell us, look at Chris's t-shirt for me please, Dave.
Can you tell what it is yet?
Can you tell? Go on the website, find out what that t-shirt is called, and then tweet the name of that t-shirt to @the Redmen TV and @LoveFollowConquer on Twitter. Simple as that. And then we're going to pick another winner at random. Oh, and don't forget to follow Love Follow Conquer on Twitter as well, so if you win, they can tell you how to claim your prize. Piece of piss. Innit?
Very much so.
Thank you. Gareth, is there have you got a late tackle coming out, well read as well?
There's a well read out now, Lewis Suarez on the cover. No, I forgot. But you know what, if you've got an iPhone or an iPad,
You brought your iPhone or iPad?
Not the iPhone, but it's just not that small. But you can download the well read app, you can read a bit of the mag for nothing.
Yeah.
And then you can go, it's crap that, I'm not buying it, or you can go, it's alright that in it and buy it. So
preferably the latter.
do a bit of that, and it's in Smith's and all the usual places.
I saw someone on Facebook posting that it was in Singapore in a
Yeah,
news
that's right,
agent
yeah,
style, like a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
Fucking brilliant, mate.
I know.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Well,
and they never even tagged you in it, and I was like, how do we need to tag Gareth Roberts in this? Because Jim Boardman was tagged in it, and Andy Heaton, I was thinking, this isn't fair, like, what about fucking Rob out?
Yeah, well read taking over the world. So yeah, you get wellreadmag.co.uk.
Yeah,
just
that's
check the coasters.
No, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And late tackle, still get the online edition or in shop.
Same again, yeah. There's an app version of late tackle. There's a new one out on, I think it's the 19th of December.
Just in time for Christmas. Perfect stocking fella. Suit will be in my stocking. Go on, that sounded dirty.
Yeah,
shove it right up my
this late tackle will be in my quality.
I'm often well read there, fucking hell.
Moving swiftly on. Score predictions. Gareth, how do you think we're going to get on against Aston Villa at Anfield?
3-0 to Liverpool.
Bastard, that's what I was going for.
Well, you can still go for it, Mike.
3-0 to Liverpool.
3-0 to Liverpool, you're copying, bastard.
I know.
Okay.
2-0 to Liverpool.
I'll go with 1-0 again. I'm feeling the Southampton thing. As much as I would love this to be another comfortable game, I just think
a comfortable game, fucking hell.
like Wigan. No,
like West Ham.
Yeah, like West Ham. Yeah. No, I think it's far more important at this stage just to be getting the wins. And I think, whilst I hope the confidence is there, then we can go and do as you suggested. I'm not asked. I think another just 3 points on the board to be magnificent. Let us know your score predictions. Tweet us at the Redmen TV. If you're watching this on the subscriber show, stay tuned. We're going to carry on talking more stuff about Liverpool. No, we're going to talk about the Europa League draw. just carry on.
Liverpool show. We're going to talk about Liverpool.
We're just going to carry on. We're going to be talking about the Europa League draw, the potential sides that Liverpool might face. We've also talked about FA's mandatory racism charges that are coming in, as well as a little bit about the safe standing issue and what have you. So do tune in for that. It's a 3-month trial, so check it out on the redmentv.com. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, see you later. Subscribers, you're still here. Chris, the Europa League draw is coming up, I think.